Hello, this is Abdulmati Asiri. I'd like to welcome you to this channel, to my channel, the Boeing 737. I would like to thank you for giving me 50 views on the latest video that I just uploaded today. While this number by YouTube standards is not much, it means a lot to me, and I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for those viewers who have put comments like GL. GL always one of the first to comment on a video, so thank you very much, GL. And for the other pilots and flight simulator enthusiasts, thank you very much. I apologize for taking such a long time to post a video. I was a little bit busy with some personal issues that I've been dealing with, as well as some work circumstances. So the reason that I wanted to publish a live video is just to ask you or see if you would like me to do videos like this and talk about the some aspects about flying the airplane. That is gonna be quicker for me. Doing the simulation and the video editing takes a long time because I need to practice on the simulator itself, just to make sure that I can do whatever I want to talk about. And I do so many times, I need to do a lot of practices, and then once I start recording the video, it's usually never the first time. It's usually 10 or 15, 20 times maybe of recording the same video, just to make sure that I got to the point that I think it makes sense to whoever is watching the video. So just to expedite things, I wanted to try talking to you about a subject in the airplane like this. So let me know if you like this way of delivering the information. If not, we'll go back to the simulator or BeamDG. I'll still use the BeamDG as much as I can, but again, just to expedite transmitting the information, which is the purpose of the channel, the purpose that I wanna share everything that I have learned about the Boeing 737 and so many years of flying the airplane with you as soon as possible. You, the new pilot who's doing through the initial or just finished the initial and you are doing your IOE, or even if you are an experienced first officer, just give you some tips and techniques for setting up the FMC, let's say, or flying the airplane, or whatever the thing that I have learned from the other pilots throughout the years, or the things that I have developed myself or came across myself. So with that said, let me start by doing an introduction for a video that I've been planning to do for a long time, which is talking about the cruise descent versus descent now. And that is, you are flying in a cruise phase, let's say flight level 370. And then ATC gave you an altitude restriction over a point. He said to cross point such and such at this level, pilot discretion. Now the question to you is, will you do a descent now or a cruise descent? Now, as you know, the option for cruise descent or descent now can be done through the CDU or the FMC, or through the altitude intervention in the MCP if you have that option. If you fly a new airplane, then the altitude intervention might be already programmed with the logic that I want to mention now, which is there's a 50 nautical mile gate from the top of descent. So now you are cruising at flight level 370. The FMC has computed your top of descent and it is there. Now you got this altitude restriction from ATC. Now to decide whether to do a cruise descent or descent now, as I said, this is the gate of the 50 nautical mile from your top of descent. If you are outside this gate, so you are more than 50 nautical mile from the top of descent, use cruise descent. If, however, you are inside the 50 nautical mile, or the airplane distance from the original top of descent is 50 nautical miles or less, you should use descent now. Now refer back to the FCOM and the system description talking about the CDU. There is an early descent section. Now if you have the early descent section in your FCOM of the airplane that you are flying talking about this 50 nautical mile, then pay close attention to it, because again, if you are within 50 miles from the top of descent, you should not use cruise descent. So you'll use descent now. You're going to start descent of 1,000 feet per minute, descent rate, level off at or before that point. However, by the way, you can do a vertical speed descent 2,000 feet per minute. You can do a level change, but I'm talking about changing the FMC settings. So in the FMC, you'll only press descent now, or if you have the option in the MCP, use only altitude intervention. So you descended to, let's say, 290. At flight level 290, now you are level flying. You don't have a top of descent now because you started an early descent, but you have the vertical deviation indicator at the bottom right corner of the ND, and it will show how far are you from your original descent path. Now the point is, I see some of the pilots will put a new cruise altitude in the CDU, and by doing that you are violating what is mentioned in the FCOM, because the FCOM is saying just to do descent now. So you should not put a new cruise altitude in the CDU. If you do, you might mess up the vertical navigation or the VNAV for the rest of the flight. So you level at 290, let's say, leave it at 290, you leave the FMC in the descent now active page, and wait for the vertical navigation or the original profile. Let's say the airplane is flying like this, and the original profile is coming like this. So wait until it hits, and then let the airplane descend on VNAV path or VNAV speed. So I hope that this point is clear to you. If you have a cruise altitude change in flight, before doing anything, check, are you more than 50 nautical miles from your top of descent, or are you inside the 50 nautical miles from top of descent? If you are more than 50 nautical miles, then use cruise descent, and if you are less than 50 nautical miles, use descent now, and do not put a new cruise altitude. One more point that I'd like to mention here is I see some of the pilots will put the altitude restriction in the legs page, and I have tried, just a preparation to share this information with you, I have tried to put the altitude restriction in the legs page just to see the reaction of the FMC or the performance of the FMC, and what I have found is you don't gain anything by that. If you put the restriction of the altitude on the waypoint that was given to you by ATC, the airplane will compute a top of descent for an idle thrust descent to that point. So you'll do a 2,500 feet per minute descent rate to cross that point. And then once you cross it, you end up with no cruise altitude in the cruise page, and you are not in the descent now in the FMC. So in that case, you need to put a cruise altitude. But if you put a cruise altitude there, as I said earlier, you might mess up the VNAV path because you were inside the 50 nautical miles. So just to summarize and recap, if you get a cruise level change in flight by ATC, the first step is to see how far are you from the top of descent. More than 50 nautical miles, use cruise descent. Less than 50 nautical miles, use descent now. I don't see the point of putting the new altitude restriction in the legs page for that fix. And finally, just make sure that you are familiar with the airplane that you are flying, the FCOM. Go to the system's description, check the FMC or the navigation, I think it is the navigation section, and you might find a subsection there titled Early Descent. If that part talks about the 50 nautical miles and the cruise descent and the descent now, then you should be very careful on deciding what to do as far as the level change. So again, this video was meant as a trial to see if you'd like this way of sharing the information, just to expedite passing the information to you guys. Again, I'm gonna still working on my PMDG to hopefully upload more videos, more descriptions of the things that you have requested. And thank you for the comments. Thank you for all that have requested some videos. I'll do my best to make them and respond to your comments. So that's all I have for now. Thank you again for watching. Please do share what do you think in the comments below. Let me know. And until next time, this is Abdul Mati Asiri. Wish you a safe line and smooth